going to go through the basics of sharpening a pair of skis, setting a 3-degree angle, touching up the edges, and getting them ready for... Okay, these are the basic tools you're going to need to sharpen a pair of skis and touch them up. We're going to start off with sidewall planer. 2 different types here. Basically, they're going to get the same job done. We have 2 different types of files here. There's a 13-tooth racing file, and then also there's a Panzer file for setting back pulling the edge before using the race file. Then we go through 3 different types of diamond stones for touching up the edges, ceramic stone for pulling back the burr on the base edge, gummy stone for adjusting the sharpness, and then also we can't forget about the chew bar and the guide for checking the side edge angle to make sure it's correct. First thing we're going to need to do before we can sharpen a pair of skis is pull the sidewall material back and out of the way. With the cap ski, it's a fairly easy procedure to do because the shape is already built into the sidewalls. If you have a pair of torsion box skis where the sidewalls are more substantial and squared off, you'd have to shape your skis. And for that, there's a different video that we have on the website that you can check out. With that being said, I'm assuming that it's either a cap ski or the sidewall work's been done. The first thing that we can do is set up our sidewall tool to pull back a little bit of material right above the edge. What we do is we set this guy up at the correct angle, that it removes the metal material right above the edge and a little bit of the sidewall material to get that relief and pulled back out of the way. And once we set that correct angle, we can work our way down the ski, pull any of the excess sidewall material out of the way so we can actually get at the side edge to set the correct angle. Once the sidewall material is removed, I always like to take a look at the side edge to see what's actually there. And the way you can do that is taking a side edge guide. This is a 3-degree, and put that against the base material. Take your true bar, set that right on the guide, and drop it down to the edge. If it's actually a 3-degree, you won't see any light underneath the bar and the edge. If you see light on this side of the ski, that means it's a sharper angle than a 3-degree. If you see light on the base edge side, that means it's less than a 3-degree. But right now when I check the ski, I can see that it's a 3-degree in the tip, in the waist, and finally in the tail. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do with the files is use a 5-degree guide with a Panzer file. And what that's going to allow us to do is back cut the side edge, build a steep angle in. Then when we come back in with our race file, 3-degree, it's going to drop that right down to a nice, sharp, even 3-degree all the way through. And make sure we're getting the correct angle. With the files, you don't want to use any file bigger than the actual file guide itself. Anything longer than that's going to create pressure points in the tip and the tail of the file that won't cut through the middle. So we always make sure that we break our files and fit the file guides. Also when I'm filing, I'm going to be working in quarters. I'm going to be pulling towards me, and I'm going to be keeping 2 hands on the guide to keep it from slipping off. We always make sure that we pull the same amount in those quarters, not to change the side cut of the ski. Take a cloth, remove any of the excess filings, and then you're ready for your 3-degree guide with the racing file. All of the file guides, I make sure I use a heavy-duty C-clamp so the file won't move at all. Start up at the tip. important to use two hands, like I mentioned before, to pull in and push down. It's going to give you the safest hold on the file guide. You hold on with one hand, there's a tendency to slip off, round off the edges, or potentially cut your hand. Alright, so now that I've pulled that from tip to tail, started all the way up to the initial point of the shovel, took the sharpness all the way to the very end of the ski. We're going to remove any of the excess filings from the cloth. And then I always like just to go in and double check the angle and make sure that we still have the 3-degree angle that we're looking for. And we do. Now that we've established a sharp 3-degree, it's time to touch up the angle with diamond stones and also ceramic stones. We have 3 different file guides set up with 3 different grits of diamond stones. It's just like working with sandpaper with woodworking. You start with the most aggressive diamond stone or sandpaper and finish with the finest. So right now we're going to start with the most aggressive diamond stone. And we're looking to clean up the side edge, left in your file. And just a couple passes. It's really sharp. Right now there's a pretty substantial burr hanging off the edge this way. And the key here is to come in and clean that burr up with the ceramic stone. Ceramic stone has no abrasive qualities, it's smooth. What we're going to do is force that burr up and out of the way. So we'll take that ceramic stone, put it right on the base, roll it up so it's hitting where the side edge and base edge meet. And imagine sticking a couple quarters underneath one edge of this ceramic stone to get the right angle. And then when that's in place, we're just pushing that down, forcing that burr back up. Now once we've done that, the ski still feels sharp. The side edge is much smoother now. So now we go into our next grit of diamond stone. Now what we've done there is created another burr that's a little bit smaller. And we'll go back into that ceramic stone, push that burr up and out of the way. And then finish with our finest diamond stone. It's going to leave the edge with a slight burr. But we're going to go back in with our ceramic stone and push that small burr up and away. That's going to leave the ski feeling ultra smooth to the touch, but still sharp. Now at this point I'll actually go back in with a gummy stone. And what the gummy stone allows us to do is kind of adjust the sharpness. Right now it's generically sharp from tip to tail. But what I like to do with the gummy stone is progressively build from the tail up to the heel. So it makes the last third of the ski less sharp. And then I bring that all the way up to the tip. Kind of the idea there is letting that last third of the ski be a little bit less sharp. It allows you to it or skid the top of the turn if needed. If the ski is really sharp, it's hard to get the ski to break. So that's kind of a nice option to let the top of the turn be a little smoother. So once that's completed, you flip the ski over, do the other edges, and then the skis are pretty much ready to be cleaned up and ready for wax.